Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm doing good, sir. Good evening, sir. And it's a pleasure of us to have you
Yeah,
in our live session.
thank you.
So, we are welcoming you. Yeah, thank you, sir. We are welcoming you on behalf of Prism India, myself, August Grace. And, sir, like about you, you are indescribable. Like the description and the things are so little to describe your contribution towards the LGBT movement in India. So, the audience, I would like to introduce Sir to all of you. Sir is the like Prince Manvendra Singh is the descendant of the king of princely state of Gujarat, and he is the only Indian who was invited in the opera and for three times, and he is a prominent and a founding member of the HIV Society of India. So, sir, we welcome you, and we would like to request you to share your words with us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me on this platform, and thanks for the introductions. So, I do happen to be an activist, not just for the LGBTQ community, but also for human rights. I've been fighting for various issues, practically for all those who need justice, for all those people who have not got their rights. I fight for them, whether they are LGBT, whether they are women rights, their animal rights, their tribal rights. So yes, I have been fighting, and as you rightly said, I belong to a very old dynasty, a very reputed family. So I'm a warrior. So that gives me the strength and
Yes, sir.
courage to fight, and I will continue to fight till the time I'm able to do it and get justice to all those who have been denied their rights. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, first of all, happy Pride, and the June month is already over, but the Pride within us continues. So happy Pride, sir.
Yeah, happy Pride to you. In fact, I say we should not celebrate Pride just in the month of June. It should be an ongoing process.
Yes, sir.
Every day
Yes,
is
sir.
Pride for us, whether it is June or July or any.
Yes,
I mean, every day, any day of the year is a moment of pride. Yeah, we should be proud of ourselves, and we have to celebrate it on a daily basis.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, the main issue in India is like the rights of the queer community, and always when it's an inclusive community LGBTQI plus, so there are various rights which got overshadowed because of some prominent rights. So after 377, people just thought ki the LGBTQ group or the whole community got the full rights, but it just got partially decriminalized, which was unconstitutional. So after 377, what is the journey and what rights we are about to we have to fight for? So if you can clarify and put light on the
Yeah.
things which rights we should talk about and define.
Yeah, you're very right. See, I have always been telling, even I tell the community, I said, what we have won in the Supreme Court, no doubt it was a very historic judgment, and we were able to get a lot of things sorted out after almost fighting for 2 decades, 20 years of fight. We managed to decriminalize the homosexual act, and that also it is just a legal foundation, or just we are legally won the battle, but it's very important to fight the social battle as well. And I have a favorite quote which I will don't mind sharing it again, and that is that LGBT rights are human rights, and they cannot be just won in the courtrooms, but in the hearts and the minds of the people we live with. So it's important to talk about this in the society at large, at all levels. Advocacy needs to be done to make the people realize why we fought for this. Why did we have to go to the court, and why did we have to knock the doors of the court to get justice? I mean, when India got free in 1947 and became a democratic republic, and we got rid of the Britishers, then why did we continue with the British-made laws? This law which we were fighting was for not our law. If India had to make our laws, then India should make laws based on Kama Sutra. They should make laws based on Khajuraho, where sex was so rampant and so easy, so like so open about it. Why did we have to continue with the laws made by the British when the Britishers had left us already and we are an independent country? That was the first thing. Secondly, we fought. Yes, we fought this. We didn't fight this for just for the LGBT. We fought this for the heterosexual community, because the sex between man and a woman, which was not resulting in procreation, was also illegal and punishable with imprisonment for 10 years. So that the heterosexual society doesn't realize that we fought for them also by getting this law changed. But having said that, as I mentioned, we need to be fighting this at all levels, not just at a legal level. Yeah, legally we are strong, no doubt, but socially we still need a lot of efforts to be done to make the people understand and to make them accept us. But see, there are many other things which we have to fight for. For example, the marriage equality rights are not being have been given in India. Lot of people have this confusion. Even now, I am in America while I'm talking to you, giving the interview. Many Americans still feel, oh, you have got your rights already. You won the case in 2018. I said, no, we have not won entirely. We are now just not criminals in the eyes of law if we have sex. Earlier, before 2018, if we were caught having sex, then we could be sent to jail for 10 years. Now that's not the case. That is the only thing which we have overcome. Otherwise, other than that, we don't have any other right in India. We don't have right to marriage. We don't have right to adoption. We don't have right to inheritance. All these rights are still pending, and of course we are fighting for right to marriage equality is going on in the Delhi High Court. A lot of petitions have been filed under Special Marriage Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Foreign Marriage Act, and judicial system authorities are quite progressive. I'm hopeful that we will win this case. Another thing is right to adoption. So many kids have become orphaned during the pandemic in the last year and the year before that. So many are homeless. So many of them are just like have no future. They don't know where to go. If the government gives us the right to adoption, imagine we can give future better education to so many children and adopt them. And gay couples, lesbian couples, it has been proved that they've been very good couples, not just in India but the world over. I know so many couples in India who have adopted children. I mean, not legally, and they are giving them a really good future. Otherwise, these children are going to become prostitutes. They are going to become alcoholics. They will become gamblers. They will ruin their lives. So there's definitely need for government to think about giving right to adoption. And the other thing which I am planning to do is, when I get back to India, is that I'm going to be filing a petition in the court to ban conversion therapy. Because last year, I remember in the month of June, there was a very important decision being made by Madras High Court, where Justice Anand Venkatesh was listening to a petition which was filed by a lesbian couple. And he very categorically mentioned, after having met LGBT community, and he met some mental health practitioners. He's such an open-minded. I love this judge. Justice Anand Venkatesh is a great source of inspiration for us, because on the basis of these meetings, he came to a decision that if LGBTQ community needs to be given justice, then there are two things which the government should do, is that each and every education system in India should include issues of the LGBTQI in the textbooks and curriculum. That was number one. Number two, he said
Yes,
that conversion therapy should be banned in India. Both the things are very important. I'm working on the education system already. I'm trying to change that. And secondly, I'm going to be filing a petition because I myself have been a victim of conversion. Why do we have to go through all this pain and humiliation and suffering at the hands of our parents for no fault of ours. So conversion therapy needs to be banned in India because people are being tortured here in this country. People are going into depression. People are trying to commit suicide. So many of us commit suicide and we don't even know why they've committed suicide. So this needs to be done. So there's a lot of work to be done. I don't think my life is enough to achieve so many things. We all have a short life. There have to be people who have to continue this movement, this journey. It's not going to end with just people like me and others, but there's a lot of work to be done, and we need leaders. I'm hoping you are going to be one of our leaders, uh, and
No,
yeah,
sir.
to continue this journey, to continue this fight, and there's a lot of work to be done.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Actually, sir, being leader or anything, I literally feel when I was a child, I faced some things like some issues, some bullies in school, and still when I look into the schools, like there are the situations still going on. Recently, we got to know about Arbery case, and he lost his life just because of the ignorance of the school authority. And recently, in my hills also, there are certain schools who are walking in the same path, and we are not able to take any action or decision against them because this is a school authority.
Mhm.
And in laws, we are not a criminal, but in schools, the psychological fact, the emotional part are still being ignored by the school authority itself. So, and you just highlighted a very good point for conversion therapy. I just remembered as in 2009 even NAS Foundation filed the case and filed a petition on the basis of a conversion case, if I'm not wrong. So, sir, can you just bit explain about the conversion of, like, we know about the physical conversion therapy or the like doctors actually force that person, but the emotional
Yeah.
conversion, what actually family and the society creates upon on a queer person, can you just highlight the point? That would be better.
Yeah, I'll
People
give
will
I'll give
connect.
you my own story, example of my own story. I have been a victim of conversion therapy. So when I came out to my parents in 2002, first thing they said, this is a disorder, this is a mental disease, this is and this every anything in nowadays uh, is curable, is treatable. So they took me to various doctors, psychiatrists. They said, we don't mind spending money on him, but we need to make him normal. And they said, we don't mind giving him electroshock therapy. They were going to give me shock, just imagine, so that I can become normal, or I can become straight in their eyes. And they were also willing to open up my brain. They said, we can fly him to America. We can open his brain because there's something wrong with his brain. If you open his brain and perform a surgery, then he will become normal. But unfortunately for them, and fortunately for me, American Psychiatric Association had way back in 1978 had said that homosexuality is not a mental disorder. So they were not able to open my brain and perform my surgery. They were not able to give me electroshock therapy because the doctors refused. Fortunately for me, what happened? I'm left-handed, and when they came to know that I'm left-handed, when I was very young, I was in school, they took me to the doctor to make me right-handed, because in our culture, everything is done with right hand, all the rituals and ceremonies, religious rituals and all.
Yes,
And the
yes.
doctor refused. He said, "No, madam, no, sir, you cannot make him right-handed. He's born left-handed, and he will remain left-handed. If you try to make him right-handed, it will have serious mental repercussions on him." So just now also, when they try to convert me and make me straight, they told them that, look, you could not make your son right-handed from left-handed. Similarly, you cannot make him straight from gay. He will going to remain gay. He's born gay, and he is going to remain gay. So don't even think of doing anything. But then, they were not getting convinced. They said, if science is not working, then what is above science? Religion. So they started taking me to so many religious leaders. And in India, we have no shortage of religious leaders. There we have saints, we have sadhus, we have babas, we have, and men and women everywhere. They took me all across the length and breadth of the country. They wasted 3 years of mine, spent so much of money and time and energy. And but I fully cooperated with them. I said, okay, let them try out and see how they are able to convert me. And one guy said, become vegetarian. I became vegetarian. Another one said, write Ram Ram, Ram, God's name, write Ram 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 in your diary. I filled up so many diaries. Another one said, drink this holy water in the evenings. I did that. Another one said, burn the lamp. I did that. Another one said, do yoga. I did that. 3 years, I did everything what this religious leaders told me to do. And instead of becoming straight, I became even more gay. you know so so imagine, I mean, if by doing yoga and all that, I mean, I have been a yoga student since much before I even came out to myself. If yoga could cure me and make me straight, I would have become straight long ago. So it's not something like you make you do something and I mean, if it is so easy for a person to become from gay to straight, then I'm sure from straight also you can become gay. The other way around also should be possible. So anyways, it's nonsense. So,
Yeah.
but then imagine the humiliation I had to suffer, and the pain and the suffering and the torture which I had to suffer at the hand of my parents. It's very mentally you're put into so much of harassment and trouble for no fault of yours. That's what parents are doing. I don't understand, when parents love their children, why do they have to put them into so much of torture and pain and suffering? you know I can't understand parents behavior sometimes. So therefore it is important that conversion therapy needs to be banned in this country, and there should be a law which will penalize these people who will resort to these kind of, I mean, I know so many cases where they take them to the psychiatrist, and they are forced to take uh, uh, pills, medicines which are having side effects on them. They make them feel sleepy, make them feel drowsy, and it is causing so much of health effects on that individual. And that's why a lot of us go into depression. See, the homosexuality is not a mental disorder, but parents are forcing us to become mental wrecks. Indian parents are the worst, I think. you know I am sorry to say this if parents are listening to me on this thing, but Indian parents are nothing else but drama. They just emotionally blackmail you, and they make you do things which you should not be doing, and they're literally torturing us you know
Yes, sir. Like some extent to like even the mental harassment is more than the physical harassment people face during this conversion therapy or the social bully. So, sir, like the petition when like
Somebody else
you
is
will
also
be
saying,
filing the petition.
someone on Shikari Moktan 21 is also saying totally agree.
Yeah,
I'm sure Shikari must have had
yes,
some
sir.
similar experiences about parents.
And sir, like as you are like the one of the founding member with your foundation Lakshya Trust about the HIV cureness and the like MSM, and also working with the female like
Females.
members who
Yeah.
are working in workplaces during,
Mhm.
yeah. Sir, can you just highlight the point how important we need to be focused on the hygiene regarding the HIV and AIDS in India?
Yeah.
Because we literally feel shame sometimes to ask for a condom in
Mhm.
a medical shop. This like this seek towards some important things as like pads for women. We are like we are buying cigarettes without any shame, but we are buying this in wrapping with papers and all, and we are not talking about these things. But these are also the major important issues we need to talk about.
Yeah,
So can
definitely.
you just put light?
Yeah, you
Yes, sir.
raised a very valid point. In fact, I briefly spoke about it in the beginning. I said we should be proud of Indian culture, the rich cultural heritage we have inherited. And one of the important things I am saying, we are proud of India, because India has the world's oldest sex encyclopedia was written in India, which is the Kama Sutra, which was written
Yes, sir.
500 years even before
Yes,
Jesus
sir.
Christ was born, which is
Yes, sir.
openly talking about sex, sexuality, gender, homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism. But where have we gone now? We have gone totally reverse. We don't even want to teach sex education in schools, and we don't want parents also don't teach about them. Sex is considered dirty. Sex is considered a taboo in our country. We don't want to talk about it. So these are the things which are bringing hindrances to our progress in our society. When sex was so open about in our society, we have evidence in the in temples like Khajuraho and so many other temples
Yes,
in
sir.
India which have got open depiction of homoerotic and heteroerotic forms of statues and sculptures. Then where have we gone now? How we have gone in the reverse that we don't even want to talk about this subject where we have been the ones who have written about sex 500 in 500 BC. So we definitely need to change the mindsets of the people to so that they talk on this subject which is existing. We all see everyone does have sex, you know. Sex is a biological need. You cannot stop person from doing sex, but you need to do protected sex. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our bodies from and maintain health and hygiene. Especially sexual health is of far more most importance. And I'm working on sexual health issues. I'm also working on the menstrual hygiene of women. Even see when the girl attains puberty and she's menstruating, which mothers talk to their daughters openly about menstrual hygiene? I don't think so. No, many mothers do
No.
that. I get come across cases where the girls are just suffering. They are not taught menstrual hygiene, and they end up with so many infections, and then they have to be taken to doctors and things like that. So why can't parents start talking about these issues with their children? After all, again, I'm bringing the same point. If parents really think they love their children, they ought to be protecting themselves, protecting their children from unhygienic behavior. you know I don't understand parents mentality when they don't want to they don't want their children to be healthy and hygienic. It's very important to talk about these things. If parents are not talking, where will they go? In schools, then parents are the ones who are telling the schools not to teach them. They banned sex education. Even we had gone to the
Yeah.
education minister and told them that, look, we are not against, we don't want to spoil children, but at least teach them the basic sex education which is needed. I mean, I have studied in the best school of Bombay Scottish School, but in my school also, sex education was zero. When I remember we had our biology class, when the teacher used to come to teach us about the human reproductive system. You know what they used to teach us? What is the secondary sexual
Well,
characteristics of zebras and lions? Can you imagine? I mean, I was to think to myself, I don't want to have sex with a zebra. I don't want to have sex with a lion. Why are they teaching us about animals when we are in a human reproductive system chapter? This is the standard of
yes,
in
sir.
our
Yes, sir.
education system. So unless and until our education system changes, I can't see progress in this country.
Sir, like on a national level, the marriage right revolution for the humanitarian cause and the adoption rights, all like at the end, all are human rights.
Yeah.
Like I really like your one quotation that you just shifted from gay activist to human right activist. Can you just share a bit background of that? Like what are the reason and why you shifted your that tag from gay activist to human right activist?
See, we have to remember that even though we are LGBT, we are still human beings after all. Okay, we are like
Yes, sir.
anyone. Whether you are there, I am there. Whether you're gay, you're bi, you're straight, you're uh, queer, you're transgender, whatever you are a human being. That is a fact. Okay, it's just our orientation is different. So why not we fight for other rights as well? Why should we only limit ourselves to LGBT rights? If we start include, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
where I come to the subject of inclusion. When we keep talking about inclusion, inclusivity, we need to include other people also in our spectrum and start working for them as well, because I realized that once I started working for other people, if we understand other people's issues, they will also start and understand our issues. So that way we are going to get more acceptance from the society, and we will be able to do mainstreaming. Like I'm my organization is also working for women rights. We work for domestic violence against women. We get so many cases of women coming to us that husbands beat them up. Their bride burning is happening because of dowry cases are there. So much of harassment women are facing today at the hands of their husbands and at the hands of their in-laws. So we take up all those cases. We fight for women rights. I'm also fighting for, there are certain tribes in our country. Yeah, I'm sure you are aware of that. So I'm fighting for tribal rights as well.
Yes, sir.
I'm fighting for animal rights also. I even rescue animals, and I'm fighting for animal rights. So we need to work on all these issues if we need to get acceptance from the society.
Yes, sir. And you beautifully just highlighted the most important point is the we have to think about others, then we can expect others to also think about us.
Definitely.
Sir, yeah, sir, as UN's declaration, like UN Human Rights Declaration, that Article 1 mentions everyone is born free and equal by dignity and rights. Sir, UN just started free and equal like campaign for LGBTQIA
Yeah.
and like highlighted some points. But just a campaign or like any just celebration of pride cannot bring equality and freedom in a society, as you had already mentioned frequently that we have to also be own in the heart and mind of people. So how to start, like what should be the first step towards the changing society, what the young generation can start?
It's very simple. Just talk. The more you talk, the
Okay,
more you
sir.
will be vocal, the more you will be able to change mindsets. See, I did the same thing. If I wanted, I would have just remained in the closet all my life. I would have been enjoying the luxuries of my palace and royal lifestyle if I wanted to. But I wanted to break the silence and talk on the subject which was existing in our society and existing in our culture, and people don't want to talk about it. So if you start talking, doesn't matter if you will receive opposition. Let it happen. But the dialogues, let dialogues start happening. Let discussions, let debates start happening. At least talk on this subject. So I'll tell everyone I meet, I say, whether you're a ally, whether you're from the community, just talk about this subject and get to know what other people thinks about you. See, it is I love talking to homophobic people because I get to know so many things from them. You have to learn, you have to know from the other side of the coin also what other people think about us.
Yes, sir.
That helps us to fight, and that helps us to prepare ourselves. When, like, as I mentioned to you, I belong to a warrior clan, and when our my ancestors used to go to fight wars, they would learn the secrets of the enemies, what they are, what are their strategies. So that way it was helping us to fight the wars and protect our land from the enemies. Similarly, we homophobic people are our enemies. We need to know what they think about ourselves so that we can prepare ourselves and fight back. you know so that's the only thing we need to do. We be as vocal as possible, break the silence, and keep talking.
Okay, sir. And sir, also as education you had mentioned, education is the important weapon to eliminate the LGBTQ phobic evil from the society. Not just LGBTQ phobic, any kind of discriminatory, the rituals, the orthodox thing. So, how education can start to make impact? Because in our education system, as you had mentioned, we are not openly talking about these things. The teachers who are being paid, being like their salary as for the proper education, sharing the knowledge, they are not doing their work in a proper sense. So how education can bring the change in society.
I would like to quote just now about one very progressive school in India, which I visited and I've been working with them. It's called Tagore International School, it's in New Delhi. This school is doing an amazing job. It's absolutely wonderful. It has got students who are the trainers. The students of this Tagore school are training other students of other schools, of other municipal schools, also teachers and parents about sex, gender, sexuality, and these kind of issues. Just imagine how progressive that school is. And I visited that school and I've seen how beautifully they are teaching, they're educating the children about sex and sex education at different levels. From younger children to the older children. Very beautifully they're. And then very good thing, another good thing which they've done is they have a school counselor. See, what happens is when you are at the stage where you are confused about your sexuality, that's the time when you're in school, you're in puberty. That's where we all undergo sexual exploration, we to find out our sexual self. If there is a counselor in the school who is able to listen to your problems, that itself is a big thing for us, because where do we go if we have problem? When I was in school, I did not know I was gay. I had attraction towards boys, but I had no idea that what this is. Had there been a school counselor in my school, I could have gone to him or her or them and poured out my heart to them and told them that, look, this is what I am undergoing. And then that counselor would have told me that, look, Manvendra, this is absolutely normal. This is a natural. You are gay, and make me accept my sexuality. So that is what each and every school needs to have. And I tell the schools, I even at Tagore International School, I told them, I said the best counselor you can have is have a person from the LGBT community. you know it is
Yes,
it is
sir.
a win-win situation. First of all, you're giving a job opportunity to somebody from the LGBT community, so that way that
Hmm.
person from the community gets financially stable, gets empowerment, and secondly the students get justice from that person, because we have undergone these problems in our lives, so we will be the best counselor for these children who are struggling with their sexuality. So all these things combined, and I'm working with the Ministry of Education. I've already started including issues of LGBTQIA in the textbooks and the curriculum, as pointed out by Justice Anand Venkatesh of Madras High Court last year. I've already started doing that, and some universities, some colleges have already they've agreed to change their textbooks and to include these issues. In fact, I was surprised the other day. Somebody from some student, he sent me a note saying that, sir, you are there in our textbooks. I said, wow. I said, wow, that's good to know that. I said, I never knew I am part of the education system now, the study. I said, yeah, that's good news. I said that they've quoted me in one of the textbooks. I think it was sociology or what, I don't remember what. But that's how we have to change the education system. We have to
Yes, sir.
simultaneously work. And I think now a lot of education systems are having now groups which are formed for the LGBT community. I was recently invited to Jalandhar. There is a very famous university. It's called LPU, lovely something.
Yeah.
LPU,
Lovely
yeah, yeah,
professional
yeah. LPU invited me and for a talk on,
help you.
yeah, with the students and all that. And the vice chancellor, I met the vice chancellor of the school, and she was saying that after hearing you, we have decided that now we'll have a special group for our university, which will address issues of the LGBTQI, and we would like your help to. I mean, we would like you to help us. I said definitely, I would help you to form this group, because it's very important that schools, colleges, universities have these kind of groups, so that can help these students to come to them and to make them understand their issues.
So first of all, congratulations, sir, for being in the textbook and being such an inspiration to all of us. Really, being in young generation and going through your story made me feel like, yeah, we hadn't do any such things. And like for for the enforcement of LGBTQ rights, we have to go beyond Pride Walks and Pride March, because Pride March is a celebration we can do in a year, but this celebration should be on the basis of the activities we can do for the betterment of the society in that whole year. So congratulations, sir. Bless us with your like charm and the things we can do much more things like you.
Thanks.
Not like you, even if I can do 1% of whatever you did, we will be feeling so privileged to have that much potential. Sir, after a long time, when you formed Lakshya Trust after coming out, and Lakshya Trust recently you opened your palace for the people who has nothing or being left alone by family. So, sir, can you just share the initials of that opening palace for people, like and the thought?
Yeah. So I just want to make a correction. I haven't opened the palace, but it opened the palace grounds for that. There used to be a palace in
Oh,
that
okay,
that
sir.
that area, but now it was destroyed in the floods and demolished. So the palace doesn't exist, but the grounds of the palace are there with me. So 15 acres of royal establishment, which I opened up as a shelter home to see where we could give. So the whole idea came from my own story, because when I came out to my parents, they publicly disowned me and publicly disinherited me from the property, ancestral property, and from the families. I said, any one of us who will come out to parents, there is a chance that parents will not understand our issues, and they just show you the door. They said, get out from here, we don't want you anymore. And then where do the people go? They will just be homeless. They will be having suffering depression. If parents are not supporting, then nobody supports, because families don't support, the friends will not support, and then you sometimes try to commit suicide. You go in for mental health issues. Many things can happen. So for that reason, we thought that why not we have this kind of a center where we could try and identify people who have been thrown out from homes, and get them there, and then it is more like a transit home. Like, it's more like a home where we bring them there, we get them, get their health issues sorted out, whatever they are suffering from, try to find them jobs, or if they want to do something on their own, then get them self-employed. So that gives them financial security, financial empowerment, and social empowerment, and they could move ahead with their life. See, ultimately our goal is to that they go back to the world with confidence, and they are able to face the homophobic world, because homophobia is going to be there. You cannot eliminate homophobia. It will be there in at all levels, different levels, but we need to make them strong, so that they are able to face the society. They are able to face the world with confidence, without having any fear, and without losing hope. So that is our aim, to see that they go there. Simultaneously, we are the first organization in India to have started a transgender shelter home, which is called Garima Grah, which is in Baroda, which was inaugurated by the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment himself, under Government of India. That is also working on similar lines, where we provide food and shelter to the trans community, and there are so many of them now. They are working there. Some have got employed in petrol pumps. Some are working in beauty parlors. Some are working in the hospitality industry. Recent now, very much, in the few days from now, the Queen of Baroda, she is supporting us. She is starting a restaurant which will be fully functional and managed and run by the LGBT community. Just imagine.
Wow.
She's got our staff trained in the hotel industry, and just recently, she gave an interview in the newspaper, where she's going to start this in her own premises, in her own royal premises in Baroda. She's starting a restaurant. See, that is empowerment. That's what I call that's where what we need. That's where we need to get our people involved, and and I'm really happy to say that we have allies like her, who are
Yes, sir.
supporting the community. And if the Queen of Baroda says that please support LGBT community, then she is a person who's respected her family background, you know. And so that's what change we need. We need to work for that. This doesn't come, you know. We need to,
Yes, sir.
that's why when you ask me what do we need to do, I said just talk. You know, who knows, in your area somebody like her might come about and say yes, I will support you.
Yes, sir.
But you need to talk to bring this awareness, you know, and then things, then they fall in their place.
Okay, sir. I'll definitely keep these things in mind, and the all Prism India members will keep these things in mind. Sir, as you also work on the employment of the LGBTQIA, so like for a community to be strong and independent, financial independence is important.
Yeah.
So for employment, as like sir, as the people with sexual orientation have the genders, the binary genders, male, female, and can also work under any kind of office where the male, female, like employment are there, employees can be hired. But sir, for the third
Mhm.
gender, actually, in basic, most of the offices, we hadn't find any criteria for third gender or like the intersex community. So how they will get the employment? Because for them, we hadn't even talked about in like whenever we talk about LGBTQIA, we talk about LGBT, but the asexual part, the AIDS part, and the intersex part already like being overshadowed. So, like how would they can be employed and they will can like they can give their exams, they can appear as a valid gender because the both binary genders are there, but the third gender and the intersex community. Can you just put a bit light on it?
See, when we work for this, I call it sexual minority community because there are too many alphabets now. You know, I also can't keep a track on
Yeah,
LGBTQIA,
yeah.
PZ. So I just, in short, call it the sexual diversity community. We work for all the sexual diversity community members, whether you're lesbian, you're gay, or you're non-binary, intersex, transgender, whatever. But it's important to bridge the gap. So what we need to do is we need to do work at both ends. We need to work at the community level also and tell the community that look, because I know there are so many members of the community who don't want employment. They still want to continue their old practices. Like some of them want to go in for prostitution, and some of them want to do this and that.
Mm.
So we need to educate the community as well, that look, for the long run, for the long vision, we need to step out of these your traditional your professions, and move into something which is going to give you dignity and respect, you know. So that education is needed to be given to the community. At the employment level, we need to educate and sensitize the employers. For example, this people from the petrol pump, they themselves came to us and told us that we want to employ transgenders in our petrol pump. It's a Shell petrol pump, Shell company. They came to us, and that happened because we have been talking about these things. We've been making people aware. So now we have got transgenders working in the petrol pumps. There are 2 or 3 petrol pumps, which Shell petrol pumps, which have employed transgenders. They are doing filling job. They are working as accountants. They are doing marketing. So they got employed there. Similarly, we have tie-ups with certain corporates, where I'm doing diversity and inclusion lectures with them. I tell them that if you really want to give justice to our community, employ our people who can head your diversity and inclusion chapter. Like I know so many corporates in India who have done that. You know, they have employed our community as the heading the diversity inclusion chapter. So that way, like I was giving you example how schools can employ school counselors from the LGBT. Similarly,
Yes,
corporates
sir.
can also do that. See, if a person from our community is representing in that corporation, he or she or they will be able to frame policies which are going to be LGBT friendly, and make the environment friendly for us to work. So that's why I said you need to bridge the gap. You need to work from both ends to see how we can bridge it. and then I'm sure you can get. There are certain platforms like we are doing this job fair, which is going to happen very soon. There is a platform called Vividhata, which is very soon be going to do that. And we have Lakshya has collaborated with Vividhata, where we have these job fairs. Last 2 years we had online job fair because of COVID. Now we will have a physical job fair where we are going to invite people who from the LGBT community who are seeking for jobs, and similarly we have got corporates which are willing to give them jobs, and then we have these interviews. They will come there, they'll be interviewed by these corporates, and immediately they'll be given jobs, you know. So that's how we need to work. We need to do collaborations. We need to start identifying those. And nowadays, a lot of corporates have started. Even banking, like Axis Bank, has started employing LGBT community. So one person starts, then other also starts. Then they become source of inspiration for others. That if we can do
Yes,
it,
sir.
then why not others?
That's totally true, sir. Sir, like as about you, were about like you were fighting for also adoption rights. So, being a parent, what do you feel about the adoption rights when the adoption rights are not being given by the like laws, but from within we are feeling like a parent and to adopt a child and to give that kid a better future, but law is not permitting us. So, what's your point of view over it?
See, I mentioned
Because of
to
the clash of law.
Yeah. See, law definitely
Yes,
has
sir.
to be changed, but even as I said, see, in India, just changing the law is not enough. As we have seen in the case of Section 377, law is on one side, society
Yes,
is on the
sir.
other side. We need to do from both the sides. We need to fight for the law also. We need to educate society also why adoption is important. Because I mean,
Yes,
so
sir.
many children are going to be homeless now. As I was mentioning you in the past, they need to be provided with who does not need education, who does not need to live with dignity and respect, tell me. So why should we
Yes, sir.
deny or deprive these children of their basic rights? We should give All children should be given rights to educate. All children should be given rights to live healthy life and give them a good future. So if this right to adoption is given by the government, by the society to us, we could be very good parents. It has been proved that, like, all over the world we have, as I was mentioning to you in the past, there are so many couples I know who have adopted children, and they've given them such bright future and education, and providing them good health. They're going to be such beautiful, bright citizens of the various countries. Why can't we do that? You know, so
Yes, sir.
I mean, India already has so much of population, and, like, nobody to take care of these children. Otherwise, I said, they will be vagabonds. They will be going to streets. They will be doing all illegal activities. They will be going into begging, prostitution, so many vices they will have, and their lives are going to be ruined. They won't be any future for them. But on the contrary, if their adoption rights are given, imagine how many children's lives we are going to save.
That's totally true, sir. Sir, for like as a student, like about the formation of Prism India, I just want to share with you as when we formed the Prism India group just last June. In the month of June, in our educational sector, we thought that program, and for that we were just for that legal, and from that we the Prism India formed our group. So basically, after the event, few people came to us and also shared that they are now feeling safe in the educational sector. And after hosting the Darjeeling Pride, it was an honor for Prism India to host Darjeeling Pride. After that Pride, people shared their problem. So I just wanted to highlight one of the problem is like in health there is like lack of acceptance in society, like from the because of the generation gap and the lack of employment. As in health, the hill is basically based on the plains lifestyle, and they need to come to the plain. So there is a lack of employment, then there is a lack of acceptance. People needed to leave their home. People needed to stay away from their loved ones. In schools also, like few schools are not being so like accepting towards it. But from health itself, recently there are like winter fashion superstars, but or in any criteria, people are shining. So there is a gap. So how we can bridge the gap, and how can we bring forward the queen life of hills in a better situation?
Are you coming from Uttarakhand? Are you from the state of Uttarakhand?
No, sir. We are from Darjeeling.
But Darjeeling is in
We are from Darjeeling.
Darjeeling is
Darjeeling is in no, sir. Darjeeling is in
no,
West
sorry.
Bengal.
Darjeeling is West Bengal. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So see,
Yes.
one thing which we need to do is like, or rather, I've been doing it already, is that we need to do a lot of political advocacy. You know, work with political parties, work with hello, I think you're breaking. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, sir, for the poor network.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, many things it will also depend on how much the government of that state is also supportive. Like for example, I this Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, I talked about them, about how they brought about this idea of shelter home, is because somebody from the transgender community is sitting on the board in the ministry. We need representatives to sit at the government level, to sit at the political level, to bring this change up, bring about this change. So we need to work with the political parties. I'm active. I asked you which state you're coming from, because I'm actively involved with certain state politics like Uttarakhand, Mizoram, Nagaland, and these are the few examples I can give you from the eastern part of India. So if we can work with these people and let them know, Uttarakhand is extremely supportive. I was recently invited to the anniversary of the Uttarakhand government, Uttarakhand becoming a state, and we talked openly about LGBT issues, in during that meeting. So there have been cases where their support is coming from the government as well. But again, I'm saying we need to talk. That is the only thing which we need to do. You keep talking about it at the end of the day. And see, let me tell you one more thing. People ask me about the future of India. I say I see a bright future in India, because the students of today are very curious to know about our issues. They want to be aware about our issues. They contact me for giving them information. So I think the students of today are the future of tomorrow, the future of our country. You never know, from these students somebody might become prime minister, somebody might become president. See, now we have a first woman tribal president of this lady who is becoming the
Yes, sir.
president.
Draupadi
Yeah,
Murmu.
she would have never known she would have been becoming the president of the country. She comes from a tribal background. She's a woman. We should be proud that we are getting somebody like her from Orissa. So
Yes.
you never know, which person we are talking to will be the future of what future part of India. So all we need to do is start talking. It is not a short term process. It is a long term goal. So whether we need any rights for us, or whether we need anything achieved for us, the only thing which is going to help us is being as vocal as possible, being as much as advocacy as we want to do at all levels: political level, government level, media level, education systems, judicial authorities, police department, medical levels, students, parents, wherever you want, you talk. And I will someday come to your part of the country as well, and
You're most welcome, sir.
yeah, and start talking. See, when I start talking, then others will start talking. So so
Yes, sir.
we will make some change. We'll definitely make some change, and I'll see that how your state or your part of the country starts becoming favorable towards people like us.
That's a that will be an honor to welcome you, sir, in our part, and we are really hoping to have you soon in our situation. So, sir, we just come to the end of our session, and as there are people who joined us, so if they are having any question, they can if you allow, they can ask you.
Yeah, though they're only 3 minutes now, so better be quick, otherwise you will lose the opportunity.
Okay, sir. So, if anyone has any question to ask, so please put your questions in the chat box or the comment. We are running short of time.
So, in case there is no question, I want to ask you a question. How did you decide the name
Yes, sir.
Prism India?
Sir, basically, when we started our group, I named the group as like Shield of Unicorn.
Okay.
So okay. So Shield of Unicorn, and we actually went to the school, like our university authority, to host the program in the year of 2019. But then the COVID happened, and this is my last semester. So before that, I just wanted to do the session in my college, because in my college I wanted to make safe and free and equal campus to each and everyone, because as an intern I was doing my internship from a human rights organization, and there we faced some situations, and a lesbian couple's case we handled through Shiliguri Pride Walk
Oh,
organization. So there actually the Shiliguri Pride Walk organization is active from 2018, and through that we got a case from in that case police was forcing the the girls to sign the arrest memo. Being in the position, like, police abused their power, and they were supposed to help the victims, but they were forcing the victims to sign the arrest memo without acknowledging them, or without informing them what is about the arrest memo and things, but they were forcing them. So in my college, as a lawyer and advocate, as legal part is important, so we wanted to have an awareness session, because as you had said that we'll talk and then the work will start. So it was Shield of Unicorn. Then the Prism thing is as
okay.
human rights, we
You have
prefer that.
1 minute more. You have 1 minute more.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, this organization is fully like queer people and the ally based. So most of us are I'm a brown queer. I'm a proud brown queer. But my the persons I'm working with for Prism, they are so active. They are so good allies. So we hosted the Darjeeling Pride within just 2 weeks. So this how like Prism formed, and Prism is like the white light converts into the rainbow color, and this rainbow color has its own meaning. So meaning of the life is by work is Prism.
Okay.
That's
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your information. I'm just
no,
answering one question which I saw just now. What motivates you? And my one answer is the what motivates me is that I love myself. I love myself, and we should all love ourselves, and that will motivate us the most, I think.
we believe, sir, love is love, and we are we,
Yes,
free and equal, and that's our strength.
right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time, and we are really privileged to have you, and hope to have more sessions with your precious time. If you can consider your precious time to share with us, we'll be more privileged, and hope to see you soon in our
Yeah.
part of the country.
Thank you.
And sir, as it's the morning from your side, so wishing you a happy and great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, and a good evening to you as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. So, bye everyone, and let's Prism it.